Kentucky. Georgia Amore, 43 for UK. And the story of this game yesterday, Kentucky shoots 41% from three, Oklahoma 21% from three. That decides the game. The Sooner women will be back in action against Ole Miss on Thursday. We have the Thunder playing Milwaukee tonight, 7 o'clock. Now, Milwaukee beat OKC in the NBA Cup final by 16 back in mid-December. J-Dub, wrist problem. Alex Caruso, he's got an ankle issue. Kason Wallace, also questionable tonight with a shoulder problem. We'll see what happens with those guys. All listed as day-to-day. How about Aaron Wiggins Saturday night, pouring in 41 as Oklahoma City blew away the Sacramento Kings by 34. And the Super Bowl 59, coming up on Sunday, 5:30 on Fox, the Chiefs and Eagles. Parker Thune, how you doing?
Well, Steely, it's a tragic day.
Yes, we're on YouTube. They put an old man on YouTube.
It's a tragic day because, for that reason, and I discussed this on Locked In on Friday once it hit me, all of the staples of our show that you have come to know and love over the last 3.5 years, in terms of audio most specifically, are going away because of YouTube's monetization restrictions. We're not going to be able to open the show with Nirvana anymore. We can't bump
What about some of my mix downs?
Yeah, we can't bump into hour 2 with Tom Petty.
We sold
can't wrap up
our souls, is what we did, right?
Can't wrap up with you two. Can't bump out of hour 1 with Blues Traveler. Can't play Jesse's Girl when Jesse Crittenden jumps on with us. Can't play the drum when Brandon jumps on with us.
So we're going plain vanilla radio, except for us. Everything else is going to be plain vanilla.
Yep, Steely, you better spice things up because
I told you that as a society, Old Man ran on YouTube first time ever right here, all right? It's like the sequel to Dumb and Dumber. We're dumb and we're getting dumberer every freaking day. Let's take away all the fun stuff, but we'll get your faces up on YouTube. Nobody wants to see an old man on YouTube. You know what I thought today?
What's that?
I got very depressed because I thought, I woke up and that's right, Sooner Co-Wetzel, video killed the radio star.
And for a radio star like yourself?
I'm still alive and kicking, but, man, I'm on the
maybe
respirator.
Not much longer.
I'm on the respirator. They're going to put me out to pasture. I'm going to file, one of those aging suits. What do they call it? Age discrimination suits, and be in the Bahamas in like 2 years because I will win. Couldn't get Noble McIntyre because he's an advertiser, but I'll get somebody else. But anyway, so I got depressed because I got up this morning. I'm doing my usual radio prep and everything, and I thought, oh, my gosh, I've got to shave because of YouTube. Now,
you could just let the beard go. You don't have to shave.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal with the beard on YouTube. You get 2 options, all right? And there are only 2. Once it starts growing. Old man white beard, not a good look. Or Ryan Day. That's it. There's no in between. Old man Whitebeard or Ryan Day. So both of those are out. So I'm going to have to shave every freaking day now.
No, listen.
We sold that out. Can I get a sponsorship from Gillette or something? Maybe? Who's watching the YouTube chat? Is that you?
I guess I should probably watch the YouTube chat, yeah.
You should, because the last time they gave me the chat, hey, Steely, you can get the chat in there. Like, really? Okay, I can get the chat in here? Within 5 minutes, I'd called somebody a total loser and blocked them. So I don't need any access to that stuff. I thought, was I too mean to that guy? No, he was a total loser. He's gone forever. So anyway.
Gunny of Stutzman Army is watching on YouTube.
Gunny, what's up? How you doing? Check out the Big 8 hat you like, huh? Yeah, I'm going to have to wear some different hats. I think I'll go with the Augusta model tomorrow. So, anyway, good to have you with us. 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. By the way, you can also, again, join the YouTube chat. All you have to do on YouTube is search KREF Sports. You might put KREF Old Man in there and see what pops up. Did you watch the Grammys last night?
I did not watch the Grammys, Steely, but I'll tell you this. Obviously, there were a lot of clips that were circulating on social media from the Grammys. Having a job that's in the public eye can be fun at times. It also can suck at times. Our jobs can be difficult, and they can be obnoxious because everything you do, everything you say, everything you put out there is subject to scrutiny, right?
Mm-hmm.
That said, I cannot imagine how infuriating and humiliating it must be to hear the entire crowd at the Grammys rapping along to a song about how you're allegedly a deviant. Aubrey Graham must be in shambles this morning.
Beyonce won Album of the Year, right?
Did she? I don't know.
She went country, so to speak. Not really, but she won Album of the Year. There's only really one the Soy Bomb guy who's up there with Bob Dylan. That was a great moment. And Dua Lipa 2021, which, oh, yeah. You can go ahead and YouTube it up. Just open another window.
Oh, yeah, and I saw this. Lost City Sooner brings up Kanye forgot to have his old lady put on clothes. Like, she's literally wearing shrink wrap.
Does that surprise you with Kanye?
I'm scrolling through my Twitter feed, and I'm like, oh, my goodness, she's completely naked.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I didn't watch any of them. I used to watch them a lot more, but not anymore. You know, you can get the clips on X, so whatever. But Dua Lipa 2021 performance was pretty good. Pretty good. So anyway.
2021, that was before you and I worked together.
I know. Just YouTube it, and you will probably save it on your computer forever. It's really good.
Really?
Yeah. Just saying.
I will save it on my computer forever?
Well, bookmark it.
Okay, if you say so.
Is that a creepy old man moment right off the
that
bat?
was
All right,
definitely
I'm
a
just
creepy old
saying
man
Dua
moment.
Lipa is rather attractive, and I actually do like her music, and that's it. So anyway. Yeah, we got a creepy what's YouTube's email? We got a creepy old man on the KREF Sports over here talking about Dua Lipa on the Grammys. It's really weirding me out right off the bat. Can we get rid of this guy? It is
First
hot
day
in here.
on YouTube, and Steely's making it a memorable one.
They turn off the lights in here, all right, which makes it very difficult to read stats. I mean, I might need the Hubble telescope to read these stats that I've written down. But anyway, it's great to be on YouTube. It is fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. It is fantastic to be on YouTube. I mean, I'm on Twitch already. The only deal with Twitch is it's a wider shot. It's much more, we've got a really good community on Twitch, on my Twitch channel. There's no, attention-seeking clowns on there. They're just good, solid people. So hopefully we'll get that on YouTube.
By the way, the very first YouTube super chat in the history of our show.
All right.
Comes from KW of Billings Solar Roofing, who gave us $5.
Thank
and
you.
Said, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the face of a regional radio star. Shout out Cherokee, LaDonna, Sean, and the KREF Tex family.
It's also getting hot in here. We're going to have to turn the air down.
Yeah, Steely, it gets up to 80 degrees.
I know.
By midway through the 2 o'clock hour.
Usually I have a colder production room, but we're definitely going to have to turn the temperature down in here, or else I'm going to have to go in a T-shirt, and that could be very ugly.
You need like a rotary fan?
Maybe.
What do they call those?
Perhaps. All right, so over the weekend, how about that Sooner basketball team? That was nice. They kept hope alive. Wait a minute. Is that a Bill Clinton old saying? I think it was. I still believe in a town called Hope or whatever it was. But they did. They win by 30. We all thought the Sooners were going to run Vandy out of the gym, right, when they were down 13 and Vandy was controlling the game. But it was unbelievable. Dayton Forsyth, new fan favorite.
Dayton Forsyth is the man, Steely.
When we got to get Dayton Forsyth in here. We're having Hannah Coor coming in the next segment, Sooner Women's Softball. They start Thursday.
You're going to love Dayton Forsyth because Dayton Forsyth is a country boy from Dale, Oklahoma, who can hoop like his hair's on fire.
He's been great, man. And I know people saying, why don't you start this kid? Well, I don't know if you mess with that role because the role's working out well. Play him more minutes, of course.
No,
I'm
I
all
think
in
you
favor
mess
of
with
that.
it. I think you
Do
put him
you?
in the starting lineup.
Do
as
you
good
really?
as he's been, absolutely. Get him more minutes. When he's on the floor, Oklahoma plays good basketball. When he's not on the floor,
So you're all in favor
Oklahoma
of
does
start
not play good
Forsyth.
basketball. I mean, there's a very direct, clear correlation here.
Yeah. All right. So once again, the Sooners win. They have to go to Auburn coming up tomorrow night, and that's an 8 o'clock tip on the SEC Network. Let's hear from Porter Moser again. The Sooners were down in this game. Vandy had control of it for much of the first half. Sooners had a good late run to get some momentum right before halftime. So anyway, let's hear from Porter on the incredible comeback by the Sooners.
You can just see when we got the pace going, and it's hard to get the pace going. I was just saying to somebody walking down the ramp, like at A&M, when you're not getting stops, and when it's a foul or it's a offensive rebound, and it's hard to get. And we went on a 23-0 run and the thing I liked about it was even we were on a good run offensively, we were coming back and guarding. We switched our defense in the second half. We went to switching just 1 through 5. There's a reason why they're good. They really cut you up offensively in your ball screen coverages, and they were doing it, and we just made the adjustment. We said, screw it, we're just going to switch everything. Switch everything, guard, rotate, trap in the post if we get it. And it got us some stops, but we were able to get the pace going. But the other thing is I thought we were moving it. We had so many paint touch assists.
Yeah.
Paint touch, kick it out. I think we had 4 or 5 guys hit threes. I think Dayton hit one, Duke hit one, Bryson hit one, Glenn hit one, and we had like 5 or 6 guys hit threes in the second half just by moving it. And really, really good, the last 30 minutes of defense, compared to the first 10, but it was just to fight back down 12 to end up this.
There you go, Porter. Very happy. The Sooners have 10 games left in the SEC, 5 home games, 5 away games. It all starts up again tomorrow night in Auburn, Alabama against the Tigers, number 1 team in the country. 8 o'clock on the SEC Network. Tennessee at the LNC coming up Saturday at 11 a.m. That'll be on ESPN or ESPN2. How about the Luka deal to the L.A. Lakers? I'm trying to get in touch with our man Brandon Rahbar and get him on at 1:40 with us. That's huge. Do the Mavericks – initially you think, man, what a bad trade for Dallas. LeBron –
What do you mean initially?
Well –
are you saying that thought has evaporated in your mind?
Initially, do the Mavericks – the Mavericks have been beating Oklahoma City, also without Luka, right? And then you add Anthony Davis to that mix. I don't know. We'll talk to Brandon about that. Hopefully we'll get him on around 1:40 today. The Thunder does play Milwaukee tonight, 7 o'clock. Again, they even though it didn't count in the regular season standings, Milwaukee handled Oklahoma City pretty easily by 16 in the NBA Cup final. All right, want to thank Last Year Home Comfort Systems. They are awesome. 405-579-3113. That's 405-579-3113. Heating and air needs. You got a problem, call Last Year Home Comfort Systems. Also, shout out Euro Hero on Constitution Street in Norman, bringing in some great food today. And they also have their own do-it-yourself Euro kit created for customers that come in from a distance, want to make fresh Euros on their own time. All the ingredients are included. Pound and a half of Euro meat, fresh pita bread. They also have the sauce, sliced onions and tomatoes. It's a heck of a deal. And why not go grab that or go grab a Euro Hero for your Super Bowl party coming up on Sunday. All right, break time. Where, Mama, look, I'm on YouTube. Look, how you doing? Good to see you. Sponsored by the AARP, Geritol, Metamucil, and Depend Undergarments. We'll be right back. Keep it here on the Home of Sooner Fans.
Do you eat, sleep, and breathe Sooner football? We do too. This is The Ref, home of Sooner fans.
Fowler Automotive is proud to be a part of your community, where our passion and values lie far beyond the showroom. We believe that families, sports, art, and culture are at the heart of every thriving community, and it's important to us that we help build the communities that our dealerships call home. Stop by any of our 6 Oklahoma dealerships to see the Fowler standard hard at work. We pride ourselves on being friendly, helpful, honest, and fair. This is what drives us every day. Fowler Automotive, a proud partner of OU Athletics.
March is almost here, and the home of Sooner fans is ready to make the best 68-team giveaway better than ever again this year. Join us Monday, March 17th for the Ref's 24th annual 68-team giveaway, live at Buffalo Wild Wings off of 19th Street and more from noon to 7. The Ref's 68-team giveaway is presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind Casino. Good times, great rewards. The Ref, the home of Sooner fans, and your home for the best giveaways this March.
The Mont invites you to come by and enjoy our high-quality food and drinks in our historic atmosphere. The Mont has won numerous awards, including Best Restaurant in Norman, Best Appetizer for our great queso, Best Exotic Drink for the original swirl, the Best Patio Dining for our beautifully landscaped patio. Come see the Town Tavern OU football scoreboards dating back to 1947. We'll see you at the Mont on the corner of Boyd and Classen, or call us at 329-3330.
Imagine one step, and suddenly a fall turns into a fracture. For many, osteoporosis is a hidden threat, weakening bones silently until it's too late. At the Ortho Central Bone Health Clinic, we believe in personalized care to keep bones strong and resilient. Led by advanced practitioner Amanda Boyd, our team specializes in detection and personalized treatment plans, from bone density testing to strengthening bones after a fracture. Take charge of your bone health today. Call Ortho Central's Bone Health Clinic and let's build better bones together.
Discover the path to sobriety, emotional well-being, and lasting positive change with the Virtue Center, a nonprofit serving Oklahoma since 1972. Specializing in addiction, gambling, and mental health-related services, we offer same-day walk-in screening appointments Monday through Friday and serve ages 12 and up, as well as individual clients or families. Give us a call at 405-321-0022 or visit thevirtuecenter.org to learn more.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
A heads up before something bad happens.
You should not send that text.
Uh-oh. Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can reverse prediabetes and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Have you or someone you know suffered a loss to your home or business from the recent storms? Before you accept a settlement, call Brown O'Haver at 405-735-5510. Brown O'Haver is a local-based company helping Oklahomans with claims since 1988 with preparation and expert analysis detailing your loss and insurance settlement. As your trusted consultant, Brown O'Haver can give you peace of mind and make sure you're getting what's yours. Call Brown O'Haver today, 405-735-5510, and make sure they're working for you.
This is Peggy Doviak, and I opened DM Wealth Management because of a horrible experience that my mother had with a stockbroker. I wanted to give people an alternative, a place they could go to understand their money, to know why investment decisions were made the way they were, and to create a financial plan that would help them meet their goals. Most of all, I wanted to help them plan their prosperity. Call me at 405-329-8884 or dmwealth.com.
We are back, Steelman and Thune, here on the home of Sooner fans. And again, we are now on YouTube. They put a senior citizen on old man on YouTube. Why, I don't know, but they did. And all you have to do, jump on YouTube and go to KREF Sports, and you'll find us. Parker, we have Hannah Coor from the unbelievable OU women's softball program opening up Thursday. They've got a lot of games out in California. Welcome. How are you?
Good. How are you?
We're doing great, and we were just talking about this, and we'll get into a little more light stuff here in a bit. But you're a redshirt junior.
Yes.
You've been a part of several championships already at Oklahoma. But really, there probably isn't a team in college athletics that has a higher standard right now than OU women's softball. It's like, you just had a group of players who didn't do anything except win national championships, and that's it. And now, obviously, most of those players are gone. You guys have a lot of contributors still, that are still hanging around. But what is that expectation like to where it's almost like, well, it's national championship or bust, it's OU women's softball?
It's definitely tough, but it adds a lot of pressure, but pressure can be, taken in a fun way. So, we try not to look back in, the rear view, and, that group of seniors did so much, did the impossible, and that will never happen again, on another team, anywhere, any sport. So just being a sponge and taking everything that I learned from them and trying to pass it to the younger girls on the team or the new people, and just living in that world while also creating our own team and our own culture and our own tradition, and just making OU softball what it has been, but also a spin of what it can be.
How cool is it, Hannah, to see the news this morning that your coach, Patty Gasso, is going to get to coach the U.S. Olympic team in 2028. That's got to be pretty amazing.
It was pretty cool. She called us right after weights, so we had her on speaker, and we're all like a little circle, and she like told us, and we all like started cheering, and a couple people barked, so that was pretty cool. We got pretty excited.
Yeah, 2028 in LA, but remember, obviously the softball is here, which will be awesome. So great honor for Patty. All right, tell me about some of the additions, the younger players who are going to get a lot more playing time this year, and some of the transfer portal additions. What do you think about this group you guys have right now?
We're going to be scrappy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a new look of what OU softball is, and it won't be a bunch of home runs, but we're going to be really fast and really gritty, and we have a lot of fight. And, like, I feel like we're all very excited just because it's just so new. So I'm excited to bring it out in the field and let everyone else see what we've been doing.
Now, so much of the focus is on Patty as the head coach, and rightfully so. I mean, she's won 8 national championships during her time at Oklahoma, but the rest of the folks on that staff that help make the wheels go round, if you will, people like Jen Rocha and JT, Patty Gasso's son. What can you say about those individuals and the way that they contribute to the machine that is OU softball?
They love their job, and they'll do anything to find resources. JT is a big science guy, and he likes diving into weird places, but it really helps us. He's kind of a nerd with that kind of stuff, but they both really just want to let our bodies move in the best way, and we'll find the best movement patterns for each player, not just trying to replicate different players, but kind of do our own thing and what we're good at, and then just making it even better.
Any of the new transfer portal additions, be it pitchers or position players, that you've looked at and go, man, she's got some game?
Abby Dayton. I played with her in travel ball, so we've kind of been playing together since we were about like 12, 13. But she is a spark plug. She loves softball. She brings energy every day. Whether she's having a good day or not, she's going to have fun. And it's just infectious, and like you can't help but smile and just want to play harder when you're playing next to her.
Obviously, you lose such a decorated group of seniors as the group that just graduated, you know, Nicole May, Kinsey Hansen, Jada Coleman, and the like. I think everybody's familiar with them and what they did during their time at Oklahoma. But from a leadership standpoint, how do you replace what those folks brought to the table as far as the leadership aspect of things is concerned? And who are some of the folks in that locker room that you feel like have really made that jump and taken on a greater responsibility?
I wouldn't say we're trying to replace anything because that's a imperfect thing to do or just impossible thing to do just because they were so great. But it's been a challenge, but it's a fun challenge. It's me, Sydney Sanders, Ella Parker, Nellie, and Cassie Pickering as like kind of a core 5 of like just leading the team and like being one with coach and like kind of figuring out how we're going to create the best atmosphere for this team and put the best just chemistry and locker room stuff, and it's been fun. It's been challenging, but it's been a lot of fun.
Hannah Coor is with us. Sooner women's softball team starts Thursday out in California. Now, you've had to come back. Was it a back situation for you? How are you feeling personally?
I'm ready. 2 surgeries, and I'm ready to go. 2
surgeries and ready to go. I like that. All right, playing for Patty. Now, it would seem like, outside looking in, she obviously is the best coach in the game. She knows her stuff. She also knows how to mold young women. I think the women who come out of this program, the young ladies, are well equipped for life, you know, besides softball, which is cool. And she can be funny. She can be hilarious at times. But it seems like once you guys get to practice and on the diamond, it's all business. Just talk about what it's like playing for Patty.
It's fun. Definitely have grown into a woman since I've been here. I came to college at 17, so I was still a little girl kind of. Trying to figure out things, how to do my own, and just trying to find my way and like who I am, and Coach was a really big part of that. She focuses a lot on our character development, and we're doing like a forgiveness book right now, so that's a big part of like our personal side of like who we are and like what we do in our life outside of softball. So that's a huge thing for her, but then it's once you step in the lines, it kind of is a quick flip of like, okay, we're going to work hard and whatever's going on in your life. Not that it doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter right now. Like,
right.
We're here to play softball.
What's it been like the last few years to have been a part of the explosion of the OU softball brand? Because, before the four-peat, sure, OU softball's a big deal, but during and in the aftermath of the four-peat, I mean, you guys are rock stars. You're going to the ESPYs. You got the biggest, newest, nicest ballpark in the country. What's it been like just to see everything that is Oklahoma softball take on a much greater, newer significance in the last few years?
A big sense of just being proud of what Coach has done and what other players before me and even the senior class has done for this program and for this university. Women's sports is not a very big thing, I would say, but it's definitely growing. And I think softball is definitely growing, and we're at the forefront of that. And it's been pretty cool just, experiencing it. And I haven't had the best luck here with injury and stuff, but still just being a part of greatness and seeing how far we've come to playing at Marita Hines. And I've heard stories of them playing at Reeves and now at Love's Field. It's just surreal. This was always one of my biggest dreams as a kid, and I'm finally living in it and just soaking it all in while I can.
I'm laughing inside here because when you say Reeves Park, yes, they did play there. Because, I played in a 3-2 beer league in softball. And,
I have no doubt.
Sharing that with the OU women's program, back when Patty first got here, when they started, pretty amazing where the program has come, no doubt. Okay, so you're from Yorba Linda, California. Isn't that Richard Nixon's hometown?
Yes,
It
we
is,
have the
right?
library in there.
The library's there, that's right. Now, we were talking about kind of pre-interview. Let's talk about some other stuff, what you like to do away from school and softball. And what have I been talking about, Parker, getting back into lately?
You've been getting back into something?
Fishing.
Oh, that's right.
And
have you actually done it yet?
Not yet, but I looked at I looked at Tackle Box and the new rod and reel and all of that stuff recently. Now, you're a bass fisherman, right?
I am.
Did that start in Cali or did it start here?
I kind of grew up fishing a little bit, just here and there, just something I would do with my siblings. And we'd go to Palm Springs a lot that's where my grandparents are from, and they had a little pond in the golf course.
Do you have another fisherman on the team that can go with you?
I have a couple, yeah.
Really? Who?
Kirsten Deal, surprisingly,
Really?
would go with me.
Deal's good with a reel, too.
She has some fun. After practice today, I might go with Kelly Maxwell and Riley Boone, depending on what time we get out.
Now, do you have a secret spot? Did you get a farm pond?
It's a secret. It's a farm pond, but
man,
it's a secret.
I'm trying to get. Last week I was like, if you've got a good farm pond that's never fished, let us know. I'm willing to pay $50, every trip if it's got some good bass in it. So that's pretty cool. Are you, when you get out there, are you live bait or reel, lures or what?
I keep it simple. I got a little Senko, and I just sit on the bed of my truck and throw it out there.
There you go. Now, that's fishing right there.
Sitting on the bed of the truck.
That's
There
right.
You don't have to give him all the secrets.
I think that she's been
actively fishing right now for the
She's-
fishing secrets.
She has been indoctrinated into Okie culture. If you're sitting on the back of your truck fishing, that's
I'm
good.
a proud Oklahoman now.
All right, so what about this upcoming trip? I know Patty is doing a favor for a lot of schools, helping to raise money. Because as Parker said, and he's right, you guys have shown up to some of these tournaments, and the kids are screaming your names. You guys really are kind of like the Beatles of women's college softball. So that's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's exciting. Just the other tournaments, the bigger tournaments, they've been a little overwhelming at times. But I'm super excited to go to some of the schools we're going to go to. I know a lot of the girls just from growing up playing in California, and a lot of my family will be there, so that's super exciting.
Okay.
On the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line, Puerto Rican Sooner says Cali has some hog-sized bass. Is that true?
I don't know.
They get big in Cali?
I haven't really fished much in California, since I've been here. But I caught my biggest one in Oklahoma, so.
Really? How big was it?
Maybe this big.
So probably 5 pounds,
Yeah.
maybe, something like that. There you go.
Nothing too crazy, but gets the job done.
There you go. All right, sports heroes for you growing up, your favorite teams. You're from Yorba Linda is North California, isn't it?
Southern.
Oh, it is Southern. How did it do with the fires?
More where Ella Parker lives got more affected. I'm not too close to that. I'm 2 hours from LA, so we were good. Just, it was very windy during that time. So my mom was texting me. She's like, is this what it feels like to be in a tornado? And I'm like, Mom.
Yeah, tornado. How have you experienced that, by the way? Your first couple tornadoes where you're like, OMG, Where's the shelter or what?
Yeah, my freshman year I freaked out a little bit, but I was in the dorm, so we just went like down below. But now I'm kind of just like,
Here we go. We got
same
this.
old thing. It won't happen.
Yeah. All right. So what about your sports teams now? Sports heroes growing up?
Since I'm from SoCal, I gotta rep the Angels. It's tough, but that's my team.
Rod Carew is one of my all-time favorite players. Now, he started out in Minnesota, but yes, but you lost, that guy, Shohei.
Yeah.
Have you come around to some Oklahoma teams like the Thunder?
I haven't gone much to anything. Just I'm pretty busy, but a lot of the girls like going to the Thunder games, and they seem fun.
There you go. Parker, you got anything else?
I'm a Dodgers guy, so I benefited from
can
the
you believe
Otani
that?
acquisition.
You want us to shut his mic off? We can do that. There's a mute
It's
button.
okay.
Do you have any idea who Rod Carew is?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I figured as much. He's really old. If you hadn't put that together.
Older reference lost
Really
on
old.
younger viewers, sir. Again, but he was a many times over batting champion back in the day. All right. Anything else you want to add? Everything's going well in your life. You're
Yep.
healthy. Hoping to. When do you guys leave?
Wednesday morning.
There you go.
Yep.
Hannah, thank you so much for coming in. Best of luck
course.
to you. And
Thank
Sooner softball. I've always said this: when football struggles a little bit or basketball struggles, it's like the medicine. Give me the OU softball medicine bottle, please.
Yep.
Because people know that a bunch of wins are right around the corner, which
That's
is always
right.
good.
We got y'all.
All right, thanks for coming in with us, and thanks to the folks at One Oklahoma. You've done some events with them at tailgates and at the Disney event, right?
Yes.
Tell us about One Oklahoma and what it means to you.
It's super cool, especially being a female athlete. They definitely put us more on the map, and it's kind of tougher for us to just market ourselves as like a business. It's a lot easier for male sports to do that, so it's pretty cool to be a part of something that really cares about us and how to build our brand. And it's super cool doing autographs with One Oklahoma and just talking to the fans that come up and hearing all the good things they like about us and things we can do better sometimes, but it's always pretty fun.
You ought to see the chat sometimes in here. Get this old man off the air, man. Come on. So, yeah, well, I appreciate you coming in. Really good job, and best of luck this season.
Thank you so much.
Hannah Coor, OU women's softball. The Sooner women again begin on Thursday, and it's that time. You know what time it is. It's winning time. That's what time it is. And again, man, I tell you though, it's an impossible standard because the standard is, and again, you can have a great season and get to Oklahoma City and be in the Women's College World Series, but when you win 4 straight years, and everybody expects it's the highest standard I think I've ever seen here. And look, Mark Williams, KJ Kindler, obviously OU football with the championships they've won, but when you four-peat like that, and everybody tends to think it. Last week in the SEC poll, Oklahoma third? Are you kidding me? Seriously? And then you think, but Texas and Florida are also going to be in the top 5 in the country. So, anyway, it's all on your shoulders, Hannah. You ladies have to go out and get it done. But the good thing is I know you'll go out and have a great season no matter what, and I would be shocked if the Sooners aren't in the mix again because they always are. Thanks again.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
All right, let's take an early break here. I want to thank our friends, ladies and gentlemen, at Euro Hero, 1115 East Constitution Street in Norman. If you want a good Euro,
you said that like you were unsure.
No.
Norman?
I did have the old man's brain locked up for just a minute. It happens. It was like Ron Burgundy. I'm Ron Burgundy. But 405-701-0777. They're open 7 days a week, 11 to 2 and 5 to 9. Euro Hero. Go get the do-it-yourself Euro kit for the Super Bowl party this weekend. That would be a very good idea. All right, we're going to take a timeout, come back. We've got more ahead. We've got to talk. Let's hear from Nebraska. Matt Rule says they may not be having a spring game. Why? We'll let you know what he had to say and Bob Stoops' reaction to what he had to say when we get back here on The Ref.
Bleed Crimson? Love great Sooner talk? Join the Ref Army by downloading our free app. Toby and TJ, Plank and Josh, Steelman and Thune, and Teddy and Tyler. We have the Sooner experts. The Ref is home to Sooner fans worldwide.
It's winter in Oklahoma, and whether it's 60 degrees or below freezing outside, Oklahoma Electric Cooperative and OEC Fiber are committed to keeping the electricity and internet flowing. We encourage you to visit oecfiber.com/winter for everything from tips on safeguarding your home against the freeze to preparing for a possible power outage. We understand the importance of keeping you informed and empowered during the coldest months. Stay prepared, stay warm, and stay connected from OEC and OEC Fiber.
The Mont invites you to come by and enjoy our high-quality food and drinks in our historic atmosphere. The Mont has won numerous awards, including Best Restaurant in Norman, Best Appetizer for our great queso, Best Exotic Drink for the original swirl, the Best Patio Dining for our beautifully landscaped patio. Come see the Town Tavern OU football scoreboards dating back to 1947. We'll see you at the Mont on the corner of Boyd and Classen, or call us at 329-3330.
Speaking of technology, did you know that RK Black is an authorized dealer for Kyocera copiers? And the Kyocera copiers aren't just copiers. They're smart devices that can scan, print, fax, and email your documents with ease and security. Even better, they're backed by RK Black's award-winning service team that is built on nearly 70 years of taking great care of our clients. Whether you need a desktop printer or a multifunction copier, RK Black has the right product for you. Let's get the conversation started. Give us a call at 943-9800 or visit us at rkblack.com.
What's up, Ref Army? It's Dusty Dvorak, and I'm back. I'm excited to be back with the Ref and cannot wait to help bring the home of Sooner fans the best Sooner coverage. Catch me every Tuesday and Wednesday during the 10 a.m. hour of The Plank Show as I cut it up with Plank and Josh about everything in the world of Sooner and college football. That's every Tuesday and Wednesday on The Plank Show, and there's only one place to hear it. The Ref, the home of Sooner fans. Download the KRF app today to listen from anywhere.
At Primrose Funeral Service, we have been compassionately serving families for over 80 years. Do your loved ones a favor by pre-planning your funeral and cemetery arrangements. With pre-planning, Primrose can help eliminate the difficult decisions at a difficult time, because nobody should plan for a loss at the same time they are experiencing one. Our sincere commitment is to make things a little easier for you and your family. So contact Primrose Funeral Service at 405-321-6000 or visit them online at primrosefuneralservice.com.
My daughter was diagnosed with a rare malignant rhabdoid tumor on the spine. They sent her straight to St. Jude. My hope was gone. But when you get there, everyone's like, hey, we're not going to give up. And when you see other people not giving up on your child, that makes all the difference in the world. When I found out I didn't have to pay, I was just grateful. They saved my baby's life.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post-9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing. To get the help you need.
To find peace. And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back, Steelman and Thune. It is the Monday edition. We've got our man Blake in here running the show for us as well. I understand we have a super chat. We'll be getting to a super chat. Ladies and gentlemen, see, we could play like the Superman theme or something, but no.
Nope, we can't.
It's all plain vanilla now. Kind of like me, plain vanilla. All right, Riverwind Casino, thank you very much. You have nearly 3,000 electronic games. You have the best selection of electronic games in the metro area. You have the best table games as well. 2 table game pits, 2 high-stakes areas, unbelievable poker room. They've got great promotions. By the way, also have an Oasis gaming area that's smoke-free now and a Skyloft gaming area upstairs. Great bars and dining. The River Buffet is outstanding. Chips and Ales Pub Restaurant is tremendous. Great food court as well. And big-time promotions for the month of February. We have the 80K Cupid's Quest happening all month long. Play with your wild card, especially today and tomorrow, Mondays and Tuesdays for 5 times the entries. And be there on Friday nights throughout the month to have a chance to win your share of 80K in cash and bonus play. We have the 15K Cupid's Bouquet of Cash. We also have the Thunder Up and Double Down promotion, the 30K Royal Hearts, and the 30K Love to Win Hot Seats happening. And in February, some great shows at the Showplace Theater, including Aaron Lewis and the Stateliners on a Friday night, February 22nd. Ryan Bingham and the Texas Gentlemen coming the very next night, Saturday, February 22nd. And Gladys Knights taking that midnight train to Georgia, Friday, February 28th. So thanks again to our friends at Riverwind Casino. Hannah Coor was really good. What a nice young lady. Super cool. She refused to give up her fishing spot. That's all right. I understand. That's fine. I'll find one. I'll get on. I'll beg the text line whenever I'm ready to go. All right. What do we have super chat wise?
Don from Tulsa chimed in and chipped in $5 solely for your hat.
He wants the hat or just for the look of the hat?
No, just because he's impressed with your hat and he felt the urge to donate.
I got this. One of my favorite Twitter/X accounts is Super 70 Sports. That dude, Ricky's got his show now, right? He drops a little too many MFers in there for me, but still the tweets are really good. I'm like, man, I'd love to retweet that, but it's got an MFer in there. But you've seen that account, right?
Oh, yes,
I think
of course.
everybody. It's really good. Speaks my language.
Certainly.
Yeah, I'm.
Well, that might be your language. We found out earlier that Steely has an entire folder on his hard drive entitled Dua Lipa.
That ain't true. I just said, somebody was saying, what was the greatest Grammy performance of all time was a question that was out there, and I said it was Soy Bomb Guy who jumped on stage, the performance artist with Bob Dylan, and the other one was 2021 Dua Lipa. That's when people really thought Dua Lipa is somewhat attractive, and she's a really good singer. So anyway, great execution by Dua back in the 2021 Grammys. Let me tell you, very good. So anyway. All right, 405-651-3439 on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. By the way, so you may have seen this over the weekend. Matt Rule, head coach at Nebraska. Now, Nebraska can have a scrimmage and draw 40,000 people, it seems like, right? Those Husker fans,
they are fervent,
are among the best in college football. And they're some of the classiest in college football. Now, I don't know how classy they are now because this younger generation, I'm talking to you, they have dumbed everything down, and they have no empathy for anybody. And they think they've got to yell and scream and come out, go try and cook somebody, because that's the way they get attention, because as kids in the crib, they didn't get any attention. So that's why they become the losers that they are, for the most part. Just my opinion. But what was I talking about? Oh, the Nebraska fans, I know they used to be classy. Blake's over here shaking his head laughing. He's got a smirk. We need off camera just a quick Blake takeaway shot because he's like, it's pretty good. So anyway, this is what Matt Rule said about the possibility that Nebraska may not have a spring game. And here is his explanation as to why.
And I think it's really fundamentally, I hate to say it like this, it's really because last year we're one of the more televised. We were one of the more televised spring games, and I dealt with a lot of people offering our players a lot of opportunities after that. So to go out and bring in a bunch of new players and then showcase them for all the other schools to watch, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The word tampering doesn't exist anymore. It's just absolute free, open, common market, and so I don't necessarily want to open up to the outside world. I don't want these guys all being able to watch our guys and say, wow, he looks like a pretty good player. Let's go get him. So but I don't know yet. I don't know anything. I thought it was important that, we at least started to broach that subject of it not being televised. Yet at the same time, I do want to show off our players.
There you go. I don't think it's official yet, but maybe they're leaning in that direction, obviously, based on what Matt Rule had to say. Now, Bob Stoops is on with us right here on the Ref on Monday mornings and Thursday afternoons, courtesy of Stride Bank, with the Stoops review on Mondays and the Stoops preview on Thursday afternoons on The Rush. And T-Row and TJ asked Bob about, what do you think about what Matt Rule has to say about, man, maybe these spring games aren't a good idea, and here's what Bob had to say.
That's sound reasoning by Matt Rule, in my opinion. I get it, but I don't know how much money's truly really made. I guess that would have to be the only reasoning to do it. You'd have to, that'd be a conversation with the president, AD, and head coach. How much money are we really forfeiting, or is it really worth it? Because what Coach Rule said, I mean, if we got a young kid, freshman, has a breakout spring game, all of a sudden, here comes everybody. And now you're changing, you may lose all that money you made in the NIL, having to pay them.
Yeah.
Or someone else is going to pay them. So if I was still the head coach, I think that's sound reasoning. To me, you're always protecting your experienced players anyway, so they don't play very long, if at all. I don't know what else you could do to try and entertain the fans. I get it. You want to please your fan base and let them see young players, but in today's world, it's different. You can't, because here comes everybody. Like he said, their tampering's been going on. They say all they want. That's been going on since this all started, and it isn't going to stop.
There you go. What do you think?
Would you like me to be candid?
Yes.
Okay, first and foremost, as I think both Bob and Coach Rule alluded to, tampering is a two-way street. However you want to term it, whatever you want to call it, what we know is tampering is a two-way street. Yeah, you'll be victimized by it, but guess what? You can do it yourself.
You know what colleges need now, because you're right, everybody's doing it. There's nobody who's not guilty out there as a director of tampering.
A director of tampering, yep.
Who would be a good director of tampering? Like maybe you'd get somebody from one of the mob families. I don't know how prominent they are, but back in the day, you get somebody from like the Gambino family and have that person be the director of tampering.
But here's my thought. Oklahoma and Nebraska are two schools that don't really have a ton of room to complain about that phenomenon. The schools that should be worried are the G5 programs.
Yeah.
Group of 5 programs, because of the limitations and the constraints that are placed on them as to what they can offer to their players and what they can allocate to their roster in terms of NIL funding. They are the programs that should be most worried about showing off their players to the rest of the country. Because if you're Oklahoma and you're Nebraska, guess what? Both of those programs, I don't know exactly where they fall, but if I had to ballpark it, they're two of the top 20 programs in America when it comes to NIL. Two of the top 20.
Yeah, no doubt.
And
so you're saying that OU had a director of tampering at the Kennesaw State game is what you're saying?
I did not say
Spring
that.
game.
Nope.
Okay.
If they had a director of tampering at the Kennesaw State game,
that would have been last spring.
That was a very uninspired job by that director of tampering. Yeah, we're going to take their kicker and their punter, and let's throw a tight end in for good measure.
How many people you think show up to the Kennesaw State spring game if they
200
have one? Maybe.
But my thought is, if you're Oklahoma and you're Nebraska, shoot, if this is how it's going to be, if you can watch everybody else's spring game right now and try and poach players, then go do that yourself. You know, if other schools are going to be tampering with your players, go tamper with theirs. It's the way of the world. There's really no reining it back in. But here's my other thought on all of this. If it's something you legit just don't want to have to deal with, like you don't want to have to engage in that back and forth, and you don't want other programs to have access to your players' performances in the spring game, don't televise the spring game. What you should do is make it an NIL event.
Can't they get
right?
film, though,
in
or
order
video, somehow, some way?
No,
not on
if
the
they
spring
just treat
game,
it,
right?
If they just treat it like a practice, keep everything in turn. Like, here's what you do. You stipulate to fans that in order to get into the spring game, you have to make an NIL contribution of, I don't know, X amount. And the game isn't televised, so that's the only way you get access to the game.
Or you tell your best players like Deion Burks last year, Deion, I know you had a great spring game. This time around, well, now they know what kind of player he is. But, man,
drop some wide open passes for us.
Can you drop some passes for us, please? We know you can catch them. Just drop some. Run the wrong route. Don't block somebody. The quarterback, we're not going to let him hit the quarterback anyway. But, yeah, it's a weird deal, right? By the way, 405-651-3439 on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Let's not forget that text line because I know we've got the YouTube chat going today as well. But, these people have been very loyal on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. We can't forget about them. By the way, here's the weird thing about First Day on YouTube. Now, remember, I was in TV for about 10 years. And the reason that I got out of TV is you had to dress up all the time and put makeup on. Now, I didn't want to put makeup on, but the first time I saw my air check without makeup on, and every little problem area you have on your face is exposed under the bright lights, I was like, yeah, give me that powder next time. But I left TV, seriously. Nobody believes me because I got tired of dressing up. Now, I'm not dressing up here, but one of the awkward things when you're on TV and you're like on a split shot like we have is I'm trying to figure out what to do, how to look when I'm not talking. Like A.J. Hawk on the McAfee show, right?
Smiling.
Because he has to just perfect that's all he does. And then he drops in a sentence every half hour. Yeah, that's a good point, Pat. And then so it's very awkward. I want to make sure that I don't look as out of place as A.J. Hawk does on that show. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little weird. Okay, let's get to some texts.
Mark in Blanchard says, Nick Saban would be a great director of tampering. It's probably true because Nick Saban, at least when he was at his peak, late 2010s, early 2020s, he ran college football.
Yeah.
He ran college football. And to unpack what I mean by that would take a lot more time than we have before the end of this segment. But basically, it was to the point where Nick Saban was essentially placing coaches at their next destinations via his agent, Jimmy Sexton, who represents a lot of the big-time coaches in college football. Nick Saban, with all the connections he has and all the influence he has, yes, he would be a phenomenal director of tampering. Reformed Homer says, essentially, you reach out to the agents, and the agents reach out to the kid. That's how you skirt the rule. You're not directly contacting the kid because everybody has an agent now.
And we believe that's how Muleshoe got around. I never talked to anybody until Sunday morning. Yeah, BS. We figured out everything in like 2.5 hours, just moving our whole family and going to California, just like the Beverly Hillbillies after they struck oil. But I don't know if it would be director of tampering, maybe the director of anti-tampering. I don't know what you could call it. Like the Thunder has some weird names for some of their executives. Like they have, I think the talent department is like the director of investigations and acquisitions or something like that. You mean like the talent scout? It's very weird. It's a little too self-righteous sounding to me, but very weird. But yes, I don't know. Spring games, maybe, could they be going by the wayside? Here's the deal, though. How much money do they make off the spring games, and can they make that money up somewhere else? I don't know how profitable they are. Maybe they're not profitable at all. But money always wins and enters into the decision above everything else. All right, we got a break.
Hour 2 shirtless?
Maybe. You never know. We'll be right back.
Sound off any time of day on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Right here on the home of Sooner fans, the Ref Sports Radio Network.
Hey, Sooner fans. It's Jonathan Jackson here. Yeah, the same JJ who used to wreak havoc on offenses every Saturday. Now, I'm fighting in a different arena, the courtroom. If you've been hurt in an accident, I'll sack those insurance companies and make sure you get the justice you deserve. Remember, it's simple. Get help, get justice, get JJ Law. Call me at 855-GET-JJ-LAW. That's 855-GET-JJ-LAW. On the field or in the courtroom, I've always got your back.
Celebrate love at the Artesian Hotel, Casino, and Spa. Treat your special someone to a romantic getaway featuring luxurious accommodations, indulgent dining, and unique shopping experiences. All in the heart of Sulphur, Oklahoma. Plan your visit today at artesianhotel.com.
At Confidence Ford of Norman, we believe in living up to our name. Our commitment to confidence is in everything we do. Whether you're searching for the perfect vehicle from our extensive selection of new Ford models or pre-owned cars, our dedicated team will help you every step of the way. Because with us, you're family. We're conveniently located at 825 North Interstate Drive. Confidence Ford of Norman, a Cavender Auto family dealership where confidence is Cavender.
Hi, I'm Ashton and I'm with the nonprofit Fostering Futures. Every day, children are removed from their homes due to abuse and neglect. In these critical moments, we step in to support these vulnerable kids. We work alongside child welfare workers to meet the essential needs of safety, stability, and healthy connections, as well as providing enrichment opportunities. But we can't do this important work without your support. Consider donating at fosteringfuturesok.org. Together, we can offer children a brighter future.
Why did I wait so long to see a retina specialist?
Retinal disease can steal your eyesight, but it doesn't have to. Patients who seek care from a retina specialist have the best chance of preventing vision loss due to age-related macular degeneration or diabetic retinopathy. AMD symptoms to look out for are distortion or warping of straight lines, as well as blurred or loss of central vision. Patients with diabetic retinopathy should seek treatment if they notice the appearance of spots or floaters or blurred and distorted vision. Visit seeforalifetime.org.
They say if you don't like the weather in Oklahoma, wait 5 minutes and check it again. Nope, not there yet. Ah, that's more like it. Being comfortable is important, and if it's -5 degrees or 100 degrees, Norman Air has you covered. Our impeccable quality and unbeatable service is what sets us apart from our competitors. It's just part of our mission to keep Oklahoma comfortable. Visit normanair.com for all your heating, air, plumbing, and electrical needs. Norman Air, service to the max.
Dear hero, whoever you are, you save lives. I live with sickle cell and the pain and the issues that come along with sickle cell every day. I'm most grateful that people are willing to go out there and take their time, their blood, and give me new life. Because of you, I'm allowed to see my son grow up.
Giving equals living. Give blood. Replenish the supply. Learn more at hhs.gov/giveblood. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Every moment counts if you're at risk or living with lung cancer. And anyone with lungs can get lung cancer. It causes more cancer deaths than breast, colon, and prostate combined. And while there may be moments where you question your next step, through it all, Go-To for Lung Cancer is here for you. We are your community. For screening, treatment, and survivorship support, Go-To is your go-to. Confronting lung cancer starts here. Visit goto.org.
You're listening to the home of Sooner fans, KREF, Norman, Oklahoma, and streaming live on the KREF app.
The Ref Sports Radio Network.
No more Tom Petty, Steely.
You see, I mean, that's a decent groove, but it's not Tom Petty.
It's the end of an era.
It is. You know why? We're selling out. That's why.
We need someone to come along and make radio great again.
I want all of you to get up and get out of your chairs right now and go to the window, open it, stick your head out and yell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Things have got to change. Things have got to change. So, anyway. All right, good to have you with us. Monday edition of Steelman and Thune. By the way, I'm looking at the YouTube chat, and there's some good stuff on there. Red and green, you look like a Christmas tree. That's good. Good stuff. Old man yells at clouds. That one's been used before. It's kind of, that's been around like 25 years now. I do yell at clouds. I enjoy yelling at clouds.
Really?
Yeah. Don't you? Well, you will later in life. All right, 405-651-3439. What do we have coming up this hour? I will tell you what we have. We've got Jesse Crittenden coming on to talk a little Sooner football. and basketball with the Sooners' big win over Vandy over the weekend and their big game in Auburn, Alabama tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on the SEC Network against the number one team in the country. And then Brandon Rahbar will join us in our last segment to talk a little bit about the Luka to the Lakers deal. Anthony Davis coming back to going to Dallas in this deal. And we'll get into that coming up a little bit later on. What does that mean for Oklahoma City? All right.
What does it mean for Oklahoma City?
Well, I don't know. The Mavericks get another big guy. I know that. Immediately you're like, man, that's a horrible trade for Dallas. There's some people who even believe, if you're a conspiracy theorist, that the NBA knows how important the LA market is, and the Lakers, along with the Celtics, really the marquee franchises.
Yeah, that's me. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I believe that.
LA's got to have a star after LeBron. LeBron's probably going to play this year and next year, and that's it.
That trade just doesn't make any sense on paper whatsoever.
Yeah, it doesn't. But
I'm calling BS. Collusion.
There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear, but down the road we'll probably find out. It's a Buffalo Springfield theory is what it is. All right, let's hear what Bob Stoops had to say about the Sooners' new defensive hires, officially Nate Dreiling and Wes Goodwin, with Brent Venables calling the defense. And this is kind of what we expected. Here's what Bob Stoops said this morning on the Stoops Review on the T-Row in the Morning Show about Brent bringing in Nate Dreiling and Wes Goodwin.
I like it. Thought all along if Brent didn't get the exact person he wanted to call the defense, that, I thought it'd be great if he did. I mean, I do that all over the place, and I don't subscribe to that feeling that you can't make decisions in games, whether to go for it on fourth down or not. Sure you can. Those guys, I haven't read up on everybody. I'm assuming he has a great connection with them and has worked with them, that you got to count on your assistant coaches to make adjustments on the sideline when the players come off, where he could be up there paying attention to the offense and, in game situations. I was a DC from the box. So while the guys are coming off the field, we've already noted in this series, say it was an 8-play series, here were the 3 problems. Make sure when the guys sit down, we get it straight. This is what they're doing to us. This is how we need to adjust to it. And he doesn't have to be the only one to do that. So he can, if he has a working relationship with all of these guys, they know what the problems are. They can address them while he's managing the game up, as a head coach.
There you go. We talked about this, once the news came out that Jim Knowles was heading to Penn State, that it was a little bit like, because this came out of nowhere, and you came on and said the Sooners are going to go are big game hunting right now, and then eventually the news gets out that, okay, it's Jim Knowles. He's looking to leave Columbus. And it looked like for a while that there was a very good chance that OU could get Jim Knowles. Then who gets fired at Clemson? Wes Goodwin. Who takes the job at Clemson? Tom Allen from Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
Spot opens up. Jim Knowles from the state of Pennsylvania. And they made a really good offer, and all of a sudden Jim Knowles is at Penn State.
So does Wes Goodwin have to do penance when he arrives at Oklahoma for indirectly costing the Sooners Jim Knowles?
Maybe. I don't know. But the thing is, I think people got excited. Man, you're going to have Brent Venables and Jim Knowles together, 2 of the great defensive minds in college football over the last decade or so or longer. Maybe a little bit more, obviously, for Brent. But that would be a fantastic situation. It could free Brent up. It could be, manage the game maybe a little bit better. And then all of a sudden, wah, 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 no Jim Knowles. So people are angry about that. And then they see, Utah State, Arkansas State, really? Wes Goodwin got fired at Clemson, And here comes the rush of negativity. But Brent made it pretty clear in the statement he released, I'm calling the defense. So if this is, indeed his last year, and we all think unless the Sooners vastly improve that win total, at least get maybe to 8, that this could be Brent's last year. So what do you think? clearly the Knowles situation would have been very interesting and possibly just tremendous, but this is what you have now.
You get almost like a 2-for-1 package deal with Dreiling and Goodwin because you get two guys that have experience as defensive coordinators and linebackers coaches, but more specifically defensive coordinators. Like, they've been in charge of an entire unit before. And now they show up to Oklahoma, and they don't even have to worry about the entire linebacker room. I mean, Dreiling is the linebackers coach in principle, right? But Goodwin's title is interesting to me because it's assistant linebackers coach, outside linebackers. So that position, assistant linebackers coach, that's a support staff position.
Yeah.
That's an off-field, that's an analyst.
We thought for a minute he was going to be a consultant or an analyst.
Yeah, but like that's in the past, that is what that is an analyst role.
Okay, it is an analyst role.
In the past, that would have been categorized as an off-field role because analysts couldn't coach on the field during practice. Now they can. And so Oklahoma seems to be one of the first programs that's really, truly taking advantage of that new reality in college football where you can have as many coaches coaching on the field during practice as you want to basically bring in a bonus coach in Wes Goodwin because you have, and every staff has 11 countable coaches. An accountable coach is a coach that has what would in the past have been defined as an on-field responsibility, and they have the ability per NCAA rules to go out on the road and recruit. Only those 11 coaches do. So, for instance, you obviously have Brent Venables. Your head coach is always going to be accountable coach. Offensively, you have Joe John Finley, Bill Bedenbaugh, DeMarco Murray, Emmett Jones. So there's 5. On defense, you have Brandon Hall, Jay Valai, Miguel Chavis, Todd Bates. Who am I missing? Oh, and I briefly forgot Ben Arbuckle there on the offensive side of the ball. So that brings you to 10. The Sooners had 10 before hiring Dreiling and Goodwin. You can have 11 coaches out on the road recruiting, and so it was J.P. Lossman, the director of defensive player personnel, that was filling the role of that 11th countable coach and out recruiting for Oklahoma while they finalized their linebackers hire. Nate Dreiling is your 11th countable coach, so he's going to be the guy that is out on the road recruiting linebackers. Wes Goodwin's not going to have the capacity to do that.
Gotcha.
But once spring ball hits, once fall camp rolls around, and once the season starts, Wes Goodwin is going to be able to have a very hands-on role with the linebacker group, and most specifically, as per his designation, the outside linebackers. So that's kind of how it all breaks down.
How many outside linebackers are there?
Well, that's kind of what I was wondering.
Defensive ends? I mean, are Cheetah lines up maybe in that?
What do you consider the Cheetah to be? Is it an outside linebacker? Is it a nickel? Is it... I don't really know. I guess I'm not yet clear on whether Wes Goodwin's role is going to constitute work with the Cheetahs. I would assume so because that's a Brent Venables position. And Wes Goodwin, of course, comes from the Brent Venables School of Defense.
Yeah, he does.
So he is familiar with the Cheetah and the role that it is expected to fulfill in the defense. So that would make a lot of sense for Goodwin to be entrusted with the Cheetahs, and then Dreiling is working with the Kobe McKenzie's and Kip Lewis's and Samuel Masigos, et cetera.
All right, 405-651-3439 on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. By the way, do want to thank our friends at Hightower Clinical. They sponsor hour number 2 here on the Ref. They do great clinical trial opportunities in the metro area here in Oklahoma. No cost, no insurance needed to take part. Your meds are provided for free, by the way. Patients are also compensated for their time. They're located around the metro area of Oklahoma City with many locations spreading out soon. Hightowerclinical.com. That is hightowerclinical.com. You can call or text them for more information at 405-831-5905. All right. Let's see.
What was that?
I'm looking. I've got too many screens here. Old man overload. Jody on YouTube says, are you poor and can't pay the royalty fees? Other radio stations play popular music on their YouTube channels without any issues.
Really?
Are we poor?
I don't think we're poor. We might be.
Now,
I don't know.
again,
we should ask Luann. Luann's in charge of all the financials,
Are they
right?
radio stations that play music? Because if they're radio stations that play music, then you probably need to pay the royalty fees.
Well, here's the thing.
But if you're sports talk and you're using bumpers only, it may not be worth the investment.
You can do, you don't have to pay royalty fees on live renditions of music.
Mhm.
So we just have to have you play Smells Like Teen Spirit.
I can sing the Edmund Fitzgerald when it rolls around. When the Gales of November come early, I'll be there.
We won't be able to play the backing track. I'll have to accompany you on the mandolin.
Okay. So, by the way, Braden Gaines says, "Sheesh, Steely should have never left TB." Yes, thank you very much. This right here could be, but is GQ still around? Because this is the look right here. This is the look.
Red, blue, and green?
Yes. Old man imports wisdom to the masses. That's exactly right. You know, you can talk about yelling at a cloud or whatever, but these are great kernels of truth that you need each and every day. You know, don't believe some of these other clowns out there. The attention-seeking clowns, that's what they are. They seek attention and they're clownish.
Greg in Muskogee says, so you're telling me we're going to have karaoke hour? Close. We're going to have a cappella hour. Where Steely is just singing Kurt Cobain's lines from Smells Like Teen Spirit to open the show.
What is a kind of a cappella song that you could do easily? Like the beginning to Patience, you could whistle and I could do Axl's part. Maybe he whistled that part. I don't know.
I can't whistle.
Don't worry, be happy. Maybe you could do that.
I can't whistle. You're going to have to do the whistling.
I haven't whistled in a long time. I'm not sure if I could do it.
I just physically cannot whistle.
I can't do it anymore. Don't have the oxygen level I had when I was younger. If I try and whistle the opening part to Patience, they might have to bring an EMT crew in here, right? You don't want that on YouTube. All right, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line.
Jay in Tulsa said, I always air drummed the Smells Like Teen Spirit intro to open hour one. I now have an unfillable hole in my Steelman and Thune at noon listening soul.
By the way, SNL's special they did on 50 years of SNL music, and if you have, that's on Peacock, right? You can watch it back. Yeah, that's the NBC streaming service. The episodes are so good. On the writer's room, you see audition tapes these SNL, players had that they thought, man, I bombed. There was no chance, and I got a call back. But the 3-hour musical special in there, music through the years, really good stuff.
By the way,
excellent.
Casey Vineyard did send me a text and confirmed that we are not poor. So
okay,
that doesn't have anything to do with it. We might need Drake to explain why we can't use.
We are not poor. No. We're in the money. That's what we are.
I mean,
that wasn't an angry text. Hopefully it had an LOL with it. I'm just thinking it was just a weird deal. This one's a great text right here from Corrections 101. Steely wisdom, and I am here for it. I should do a seminar like Anthony Robbins used to do back in the day. Just rent out hotel rooms, charge everybody some ridiculous price. Have some dude that has no feeling in the bottom of his feet walk over hot coals because of what I tell him. And then just imparts, everything that's wrong with this generation.
High Fidelity Records on the YouTube chat says, you cannot play copyrighted music and still be monetized on YouTube. Does not matter who you are or how much money you have.
Ah, there you go.
So that's why.
High Fidelity Records coming in for the explanation. Very good. I give them a high five. High Fidelity Records, very nice, well done. All right, let's get a break in right here. We've got Jesse Crittenden on the other side. Thanks again to our friends at Hightower Clinical for sponsoring our second hour here on Steelman and Thune. We'll also get back, don't worry about it, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Shout out again to a great restaurant, our restaurant of the day, Euro Hero over on East Constitution Street. Brought in some great food today, 405-701-0777. They're open 7 days a week from 11 to 2 and then from 5 to 9. you can get a great spread from them for your Super Bowl party. It will be a big hit. It is big time. All right, let's take a timeout right here. Come back with Jesse Crittenden on the other side here on the Ref.
A true Sooner fan wouldn't be caught dead without the KREF app. Join the Army. Get the app. Tell your friends. This is the Ref, where diehard Sooner fans listen.
Oklahoma baseball single game tickets are on sale now. Don't miss a packed 31-game home schedule this spring at L. Dale Mitchell Park. Seats start at just $10 per game, with exciting promotions like $2 Tuesdays, Firework Fridays, and Sunday Fun Day for Conference Series. Guaranteed fun for the whole family. Check out the game schedule and more information at Soonersports.com. Join us at the ballpark and Boomer Sooner. Have you or someone you know suffered a loss to your home or business from the recent storms? Before you accept a settlement, call Brown O'Haver at 405-735-5510. Brown O'Haver is a local-based company helping Oklahomans with claims since 1988 with preparation and expert analysis detailing your loss and insurance settlement. As your trusted consultant, Brown O'Haver can give you peace of mind and make sure you're getting what's yours. Call Brown O'Haver today, 405-735-5510, and make sure they're working for you.
Life is yours to spend. Spend it making more money. Spend it making more memories. Spend it learning a new skill. Spend it teaching an old trick. Spend it career climbing. Spend it mountain climbing. First United Bank. Spend life wisely.
Hey, it's Mike Steely here for Cavens Group. Has it ever happened to you? You get home from the weekend, you arrive back at work on Monday, and your office is full of water. Not good. Now we're in that time of the year where pipes or sprinkler lines will freeze, and this can lead to a ton of damage to your home or business. Plus, if it's not cleaned up properly, that can lead to even more costly repairs in the future. Call Cavens Group today at 405-573-3048 or visit cavensgroup.com.
So what do you do if you're 30,000 feet in the air, the weather is bad, disco is fading fast, and somebody just killed one of the flight crew? Better extinguish your cigarettes and assume laugh positions as the Sooner Theater invites you to join the Mile Die Club this Valentine's Day weekend, February 12th through the 15th. The murderously funny and not quite right dinner and show is an adults-only evening benefiting the programs and productions at the Sooner Theater. Tickets are on sale now at SoonerTheater.org.
I'm Gina Mitchell of Mitchell's Jewelry. Valentine's Day is all about love, and we have gifts worthy of the day. Modern heart pendants and fabulous gold necklaces are sure to make her heart skip a beat. She might even have a wish list waiting for you. If you're looking to outdo Cupid, our Antwerp diamond supplier has brought in the best Antwerp has to offer. The selection and the prices are oh so sweet. Mitchell's Jewelry in the heart of Norman at 2201 West Main Street.
Hey Sooner sports fans, this is Faith Torres and Danae Fletcher from the 6-time national champions Oklahoma women's gymnastics team. We've had a great start to our first season in the SEC. With only 4 meets, including Florida and Michigan, you won't want to miss any of the action. Get your tickets at Soonersports.com and become a member of Team 10 to support OU Women's Gym and receive unique experiences and special access to the team. Team 10 supports our team above and beyond anything I could have ever dreamed. Go to Soonersports.com and become a member of Team 10 today. Boomer!
For 3 generations, the John M. Ireland and Son Funeral Home and Chapel in Morris continued to serve the community by giving back to local schools, charitable organizations, and first responders.
We provide pre-planning for funerals and cremation services at the most reasonable prices.
We are proud to be a family-owned and operated funeral home.
Award-winning funeral home year after year, our family believes in serving the people of our community.
I'm John Ireland.
And I'm Solon Daniels.
You've got our word on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to contractual issues, Jesse Crittenden's normal bumper music will not be escorting him into this conversation. You know who's responsible for that? The man. The man that Jack Black talked about in School of Rock. The man creates all the issues. All right, Jesse, how we doing? Jesse Crittenden joining us on the Riverwind Casino Hot.
for one, because we saw in the first half just all of the issues that have plagued this team when they've lost in conference play. I mean, not only just this year, but really through Porter Moser's tenure. I mean, they had 11 turnovers at halftime. We saw just really sloppy offense, no clear direction, kind of a stale effort on both ends of the floor. But we saw to end that first half, and then the way they opened the second half, I mean, it was a complete 180. And I think it was important for this team, not only to show that they have that kind of run in them, because, I mean, as impressive as the defense was, I mean, the offense, I mean, they shot over 70% in that second half, and it seemed like they could get anything they wanted they could get anything they wanted offensively. You saw so many guys make contributions up and down the lineup. We saw Jeremiah Fears really have a nice bounce-back game. Jalen Moore continues to score a ton efficiently. We're officially seeing the rise of Dayton Forsyth as a guy that he's not just a spark plug off the bench. He's a guy that can make real impact plays on both ends of the floor. So you're seeing it from up and down the roster, different contributions. But I think this was important also just in the scope of this team marching towards the NCAA tournament. I mean, that's not only just a win over a scene with this team. Nothing is a given. And they have some really, really tough games down the stretch, but all of a sudden you're sitting at 3-5. You've still got a ton of conference games left, and now they've added to their margin of error a little bit, and getting a ranked win like that in convincing fashion goes a long way towards this team building its resume for the tournament. So yeah, it was a huge win, I think, for both the confidence of the team and then also the confidence of their ability to finally get back to the NCAA tournament.
So have you talked yourself into this team getting to the tournament, Jesse? As you sit here today, do you think the Sooners finally get over that hump under Porter Moser for the first time in his tenure as coach?
Well, I don't know if I'm there yet in terms of being convinced that that's going to happen. What I am convinced of is when this team is firing on all cylinders, when they are playing at their ceiling, when they're getting a good game from Jeremiah Fears, when they're getting this kind of scoring from Jalen Moore, when you're seeing guys like Bryson Goodine hit some shots, when you're seeing Duke Miles make plays, when you're seeing Glenn Taylor make plays. And I think Dayton Forsyth has again gone from a fun story to a guy that needs to have heavy minutes in the rotation. When they're firing at all cylinders on both ends of the floor, this is absolutely an NCAA tournament team. There's no doubt in my mind that at their best, they are one of the best 64 to 68 teams in the country. There's no doubt to me. I think the thing I'm not convinced of, though, is, at least as of yet, is are they going to get the consistency? Are they going to be able to play at that level the more times than not, or at least enough the rest of the way to really solidify that position? I mean, when you look at the rest of their schedule, I mean, the good news is if their goal was hitting 7 wins, they just need to get 4 the rest of the way, and there's going to be opportunities to do that. I mean, this next week is going to be hellacious to do that against Auburn and Tennessee. But look, they get Missouri. They get unranked LSU at home. They get Mississippi State at home. They get Ole Miss. They get Missouri again at home. There are games for them to win that I think they can get there. It's just, are they going to can they play like they did in that second half against Vanderbilt when they need to the rest of the way? Or are they going to have games like the Texas game where they just come out completely flat in that first half, or games like that Georgia game on the road where they just never really had momentum on either end of the floor? So I think that's going to be the question for this team. I think the difference is this is the first time really under Porter Moser that I'm quite confident that when they're playing at their ceiling, they're a tournament team. Now it's just about, can you get the consistency enough to really get there?
Jesse Crittenden with us. By the way, the pic on YouTube of Jesse, he's a very handsome gentleman, but he does look in that picture a little bit like he's just signed you to snookered you into a timeshare deal. A little bit like, I just got this guy to buy a timeshare.
That's somewhat. An old photo. Holy smokes.
So anyway, okay. All right. So, the problem is for Oklahoma, again, you've got 10 games left, and I think there are 2 games maybe against non-ranked teams, maybe just 1 LSU. So we'll see what's going to happen. Man, yeah, Parker, you guys can both chime in because Big Rich wants to know, are they going to get Forsyth's brother?
Denton? I don't think they've offered Denton yet. So, and he's what? I think he's just he's a rising or going into his junior year. I guess for basketball players, they're in the middle of their junior year right now. But yeah, I don't know. Oklahoma would have to get involved there, and to my knowledge, they haven't offered Denton just yet.
No, and I think. Well, and I think just with, 2 years, not only in the college landscape, but also at this program specifically, you have no idea what this team's going to look like in 2 years. We don't know, is Jeremiah Fears going to declare for the draft? More likely than not, yes. Is Porter Moser still going to be here in 2 years?
Exactly.
We just don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say, or what the coaching staff looks like in 2 years. That's also something of which no one is all that certain right now.
Yeah.
But, Jesse, we talked about it at the outset of conference play for this team. The reality that it felt like they were going to go as Jeremiah Fears goes, and it really feels like that's been borne out from what we've seen on the court, at least in SEC play thus far for Oklahoma.
I think for the most part, yes. If you're talking about this team hitting its ceiling, it is undoubtedly when Jeremiah Fears is not only playing well, but when he is the fulcrum of this offense. That is for OU to not only make the tournament, but to do anything once they get there, that is absolutely a requirement. However, I do think what we've learned through conference play is it's not just on him alone. I think that is needed for them to hit their ceiling, certainly, and to be the best team that they can be. But Jalen Moore has been pretty incredible offensively through conference play. I think he's certainly exceeded my expectations for what he can be offensively. He's been among the best in the SEC in points per game and field goal percentage. He's been he's the team's leading rebounder. He's been completely pivotal. And I got to tell you, I really think Dayton Forsyth needs to be a big part of this rotation moving forward. I honestly think for this team to hit its ceiling, that means Dayton Forsyth playing 20 to 25 minutes a game. So I think, and yeah, you're going to need some other things like Bryson Goodine hitting shots and different things like that. But I think we are seeing that there's a lot of components to this team playing at its ceiling. And while Jeremiah Fears hitting that level, they're not going to win if he's scoring 0 points like he did the other night. They're not going to do anything of substance. But they really need him to put this group over the top. And so, yeah, I think they need a lot of things, but in terms of marching towards the postseason, I think you've got to hope that Jeremiah Fears has had the couple of rough, up and down games for him. And I think moving forward, I think he does need to establish a baseline of production and have more games where he hits higher than that than not. And look, it's a lot to put on. He's an 18-year-old playing in the toughest conference in college basketball with a team that isn't always firing on all cylinders offensively around him. It's a lot to put on his shoulders, but yeah, I think Saturday was the biggest proof that when he's playing well, this team typically plays well.
Jesse Crittenden, our guest, 405-651-3439 on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. We are making our YouTube debut today. We've been doing Locked In for a while now, but now it's our show coming on, and we're on. So just get on YouTube, search KREF Sports. By the way, I noticed that I looked like George Bush at the inauguration when I saw Jesse's pick, because again, he does look like he's just sold you something, and like, man, I can't believe I fell for that deal. And again, I'm not making fun of the appearance. It's just the kind of the smile. And I noticed I did that George Bush look around, and then so. And by the way, you can also see, ladies and gentlemen, on the tube of you, that Parker Thune's face, the young man, is fully illuminated. You notice that they put me in the dark.
Did you turn your light on?
The light is on.
We're going
to need another ring camera like over here or something. But what they've done, I know what the conspiracy is. We can't fully illuminate this old man's face. It'll be like looking into an eclipse or something. So there you see the first part of the lawsuit when I talked to the lawyers at the AARP. Right there. You see it? Fully illuminated Parker in the dark old man. Clear as bell. All right, so Jesse, What'd you think? I know they got very excited about the possibility of Jim Knowles being the DC and Brent being freed up to an extent, as the head coach. But they end up again with what we were thinking was going to happen right after Jim Knowles, because Dreiling was mentioned and thought of even before Jim Knowles' name was really out there prominently. And they end up with, Wes Goodwin also coming in. You work with Brent at Clemson, obviously. What do you make of Brent basically saying, if with the pressure that's on him next year, he's basically saying, I'm calling the defense. What do you think of the whole situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think I still feel the same way about everything in terms of not getting Jim Knowles. It's still disappointing for this program. I mean, to hold out as long as they did, and obviously of his stature, that they clearly wanted him on board. To not get him is certainly disappointing. But if you're trying to look at the positive side of things, there's an argument that this is the best case scenario for Oklahoma in terms of making the best of a tough situation, not getting Jim Knowles, Zach Alley leaving when clearly that wasn't what the program wanted. You can certainly make the argument that doubling down on Brent Venables as the defensive coordinator and play caller is the right move for this team. You could make that argument even that's the best case regardless of anything else this team wanted to do, getting Jim Knowles, Zach Alley leaving, not leaving. You could argue this is still the best case scenario. And really, I think, look, the same question in terms of what does game management look like for this program? We've seen Brent Venables struggle with that his first 3 years with this program. I mean, you could certainly argue that getting someone like Jim Knowles could have helped in that regard. But really, I mean, I think if you watch this team the last 3 years, you saw so many instances where the play call on defense is coming in late. You've seen times where you kind of saw that push and pull between Brent Venables and Zach Alley. I think there's that argument where, hey, even, in-game management, maybe that's still going to be a struggle regardless. But, hey, at least now Brent Venables is running the defense. There is no question as to whose defense it is. There's no question of any power struggles at the top. And if there's anything that this program has done really well the last 3 years, it's not only play well defensively, but continue to improve defensively. And when you look at this roster, top to bottom defensively, you can feel good about where OU has, the pieces that OU has at all these different position groups. And you could argue that this defense is tailor-made to play the way Venables wants them to play. And now there's no question about who's running things and where and how, who everything goes through for this defense. It's Brent Venables. And so now with that as the baseline, when you add Nate Dreiling, when you add Wes Goodwin as another guy, those are guys that I think you can be excited about some of their track record, what they've done at different places, where they fall in terms of Venables' scheme. So, yeah, is in-game management going to be a question next year? Is the overall consistency of the program from top to bottom still going to be questioned? Sure, but at the end of the day, there's no reason not to feel good about Venables calling the defense, and you could argue heading into a make-or-break year, it makes sense for Brent Venables to take control of the defense and let things fall where they may.
What is so funny, Steely? What are you laughing at?
Jesse, we love you. The picture is fantastic, though, but the grin, it says – JP405 says, Jesse looks like he just won the Harry Potter Wizards Guild regional competition.
It's two things. I didn't know what photo you guys were talking about. I see it now. I've got to ask for an update. That is from my undergrad.
Really?
They also misspelled his name.
Yes, they did. That was the second thing. So it's just an all-around tough look for me.
Now, what is that? Are you holding lollipops, or what is that? Or are those medals?
I had to present my honors thesis that day at the end of my undergrad, and I won a award.
Okay.
It's a proud moment, but that was 6 years. I have done a lot of living since then, guys. A lot of living.
I think that one tops that you just sold somebody a timeshare. JP405 again. Jesse looks like he just won the Harry Potter Wizards Guild regional competition, but we don't know how he did at nationals. Maybe we'll find that photo next week. Who knows? Hey, Jesse, you're awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you guys.
Jesse Crittenden, ladies and gentlemen, joining us right here on Steelman and Thune on the home of Sooner fans. All right, let's break right here. And ladies and gentlemen, this is award-winning YouTubing happening right now. What is the YouTube award for excellence? Like their Oscars, do we know? Because we're in the running.
Tubi?
Maybe. Could be. All right, we got a break. Come back. And Brandon Rahbar will join us to talk the Mavs Luka Doncic trade. Luka going to the Lakers. Anthony Davis coming back to Dallas. How does it affect OKC and their quest for a Western Conference championship and a berth in the NBA Finals? We'll talk about that when we get back here on the Ref.
The home of Sooner fans. Home for Sooner recruiting coverage. Home of your Sooner game day voices. Home of the best pre- and post-game coverage. Join the movement. Download the free KRF app now to listen anywhere, anytime. We are where die-hard Sooner fans listen.
The all-new Eskridge Honda is here, right in time for the new year. Our new building is awesome, just like these deals. Pay just $259 per month on new 2024 Accords. Come in today to get the best deals all month long. Now conveniently located off I-35 and 89th. Just look for the blue tents on the roof. Online at eskridgehonda.com.
2024 Accord LX, $259 per month, 3-year, 10,000-mile lease, $399 plus TTNL and first month's payment due at signing. Ends 1/31/25.
You've heard it said before, there's no such thing as a free lunch. At First Liberty Bank with a free Kasasa Cash checking account, you'll be able to afford more than a big lunch. Kasasa is an interest-earning checking account that offers a variety of benefits, including competitive interest rates, no monthly service fees, and rewards. Call a Universal Banker today in Norman at 405-561-0300. Member of FDIC and an equal housing lender. Are you looking for luxury apartments for rent in Norman? The Falls at Brookhaven offers stunning apartments in a well-maintained, calm atmosphere. Enjoy our landscaping, a swim in the pool, or take your pet for a walk in one of our 2 dog parks. Our spacious outdoor areas and state-of-the-art amenities will make this new home feel like a resort. All this can be right outside of your door when you live at the Falls at Brookhaven. Call our locally owned and operated community at 405-701-8233 or go online to thefallsatbrookhaven.com to view our spacious floor plans.
We tend not to think about right now, but right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. When you give to the V Foundation, 100% of your donation goes directly to game-changing cancer research. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you. Donate at V.org, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids are facing hunger every day? Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Thank you!
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
Mike Steely here for Lasher Home Comfort Systems, your trusted home comfort experts in the Oklahoma City metro area. Tim Lasher and his team have more than 130 years of combined experience. They recognize a significant number of homeowners live with inadequate home comfort systems. They specialize in diagnosing your home system issues while providing more efficiency and reducing your utility costs. As an authorized dealer of American Standard, Tim can service your residence or business. Call Tim and his team at 405-579-3113. Lasher Home Comfort Systems.
Speaking of technology, did you know that RK Black is an authorized dealer for Kyocera copiers? And the Kyocera copiers aren't just copiers. They're smart devices that can scan, print, fax, and email your documents with ease and security. Even better, they're backed by RK Black's award-winning service team that is built on nearly 70 years of taking great care of our clients. Whether you need a desktop printer or a multifunction copier, RK Black has the right product for you. Let's get the conversation started. Give us a call at 943-9800 or visit us at rkblack.com.
Are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome in Thunder Insider Brandon Rahbar on the Riverwind Casino Hotline. By the way, new promotions from Riverwind this month. You know, they've always got the best promotions. The 80K Cupid's Quest all month long. Play with your wild card, especially Mondays and Tuesdays for 5 times the entries, and then be there for the Friday night drawings at Riverwind to win your share of 80K in cash and bonus play. We have the 15K Cupid's Bouquet of Cash on February 1st and the 15th. 5 times the entries on Mondays there, too. And then be there for the drawings on Saturday, February 15th. It's underway now. But for Saturday, the February 15th date is big. You can win your share of 15K in cash and bonus play. We have the Thunder Up and Double Down promotion. We have the 30K Royal Hearts promotion and the 30K Love to Win Hot Seats promotion happening in February. And we'll be back out at Riverwind for the show live as we are every Friday. Brandon Rahbar joins us, Riverwind Casino Hotline. All right, on the scale of 1 to 1 million, how shocked were you at the Luka to the Lakers, Anthony Davis coming to Dallas deal that we got over the weekend, Brandon?
I would say 1 million plus 1. It was nuts. Like I would, like everybody else, thought at first that Shams was hacked, and I do think it's hilarious. I read a tweet like, you know, how bad is a trade that everybody actually believes that Shams got hacked rather than believe that you actually made a trade that bad.
Yeah, you know, we saw those. This is real, folks. Believe it or not, this is real. Now, my question to you, because I think everybody initially says, well, you know, LeBron's got this year, maybe next year, and then Luka, you know, maybe the NBA even wanted a star, and they pushed this deal that they wanted, you know, a star of Luka's caliber out in L.A. because LeBron won't be around a whole lot longer. But what do you think it means for Oklahoma City in the playoffs? Because the Mavs have had OKC's number, and we know that Oklahoma City still hasn't had their full lineup, you know, and the guys that they basically got in free agency to combat teams like Dallas haven't been on the floor against Dallas. But what does this do to the Mavs threat, and now what does it do to the Lakers threat?
I do think that the Mavs are still going to be a really good team. I mean, Anthony Davis is still a top 10-ish player in the league, but I just think that you take away Luka from the Mavs, and they are no longer the Mavs. He's so dynamic, and the team was created around him. And a big reason why Lively and Gafford, and if Anthony Davis were to be there, would be so effective is because Luka sets them up. Kyrie can, you know, do some of that, but not to the point that Luka can. And the Thunder have a couple of guys, and Lou Dort, Casey Wallace, and Caruso. If you put them on Kyrie, it kind of cuts off the head of the snake in a way and takes away their ability of the bigs to kind of attack you. I think they can focus more on, you know, helping on P.J. Washington and things like that. So I just think that they're still going to be a really good team. But like you said, they're a little redundant now as far as their size goes with Davis and Lively and Gafford. So, yeah, it's a strength, but I think the Thunder, if Chet and Hartenstein are healthy, can combat that. So I still like the Thunder in a series over the Mavs, probably even more so than I did before this trade, for sure.
All right, Milwaukee tonight, and, you know, back in mid-December, Milwaukee beat Oklahoma City by 16 to win the NBA Cup. What's up with J-Dub tonight? What's up with Cason Wallace? He's got a shoulder issue. Caruso. What are we looking at for this matchup with Milwaukee tonight for OKC health-wise?
Well, unfortunately, like just a few minutes before I got on here with you, found out that J-Dub, Caruso, and Cason Wallace are all out tonight.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but they were questionable coming in today, so probably encouraging. I guess the other side of that, though, also found out that Giannis and Brook Lopez are out tonight as well. So the matchup between SGA and Giannis loses some of the luster, but you know, I think not saying this for sure, but maybe Thunder got wind that Giannis and Lopez were sitting and like, you know what, Jalen and Alex and Casey.
There you go. Yeah, I like it.
Rest a couple more days.
All right, he saved basketball again. 41 and 14 rebounds for Aaron Wiggins. And, you know, you thought when J-Dub, we saw that J-Dub wasn't going to play, Sacramento, that was going to be a tough game, and they completely blew the Kings out of the arena. It was impressive what Oklahoma City did. But what did you think of Wiggins and what the Thunder looked like Saturday night? 80-point first half, 144 for the game. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, that was incredible. And 70 rebounds, too. Like, you know, like you said, that Kings team, you know, De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, Malik Monk, DeMar DeRozan, they were fully healthy, and they're at least a solid team. Of the Thunder not having J-Dub and some of the other guys, I thought it was incredibly impressive. And Aaron Wiggins with the reminder why his contract will be so valuable going forward. They have him locked up for 5 years at like $10 million. That is an incredibly valuable contract. He's a really strong role player. 41 points. The crowd was going nuts, just absolutely bonkers when he hit that 40th point. Really, really cool moment. But, yeah, the Thunder at home have been a different animal. They've been dominant this season, but at home they've been especially dominant.
All right, this week, again, Milwaukee tonight, 7 o'clock. The Suns game got flexed to ESPN Wednesday night, 8:30 tip there, Toronto. Friday nights at the Paycom Palace, and then Saturday on the road. Tough turnaround the next night, having to go to Memphis the next night. So tonight against Milwaukee, Wednesday Phoenix, Friday home against Toronto to wrap up the 4-game homestand, and Saturday at Memphis. Brandon, I appreciate you coming on, my friend. Thank you, and we'll talk again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Mike.
Brandon Rahbar talking about the Luka to the Lakers deal. Luka's he's a great player, but man,
apparently he's fat.
He has been.
That
yes.
was the Mavs' rationale for getting rid of him. He was too fat.
Yeah. Well, it's ironic because he's not available enough. I'll tell you, a guy throughout his career, last year being an exception, but another guy who hasn't been available much in his career is Anthony Davis. Now, last year he played a bunch of games, but you know, we'll see. Luka is so fantastic. He might be the most skilled offensive player in basketball right now. But he's a liability on defense. And I don't know if I've seen a bigger whiner in NBA history. Who's a big whiner? LeBron's kind of got that reputation.
James Harden is an enormous
James
whiner.
Harden's a whiner, yes. But I think Luka has gone right past those two.
Listen,
I think he's the number one whiner in the league.
Listen, every NBA player, and especially the superstars, but every NBA player is a whiner.
Shea doesn't whine a whole lot.
Can you think of the last time where a player was whistled for a foul and they didn't come up with their hands out?
Yeah.
Asking, what do you mean? Even when it's a blatantly obvious foul, they're going to act like they've been done a grave injustice by the officials.
Oh, yeah.
NBA players, like this is, and this is part of the reason why I find the NBA insufferable. Because no one can just allow the game to be officiated.
Yeah.
They always have to be.
It is worse than it's ever been. There's no doubt. Because, and I was talking about this the other night with Shea, it's like, man, the NBA players get away with talking to the officials, referees, umpires, whatever their designation is in whatever sport, than any other sport. Now, soccer footballers, European footballers, are big whiners and drama kings too. But, yeah, the NBA is the worst in terms of that. I get it. I totally get it. Because it's very rare. But I will tell you this, again, SGA is one of the, for a superstar, you rarely see him challenge anything. And you know why? I think he gets more calls because of that, too. I don't think he's the free throw merchant that some people say he is. But I think, that kind of attitude probably helps you with the officials some, my opinion.
I don't watch the NBA. I don't feel like I miss out on a whole lot.
You're one of those woke NBA people, right?
Yep. NBA's too woke for me.
Jeez.
Actually, it's just the game sucks. I mean, teams shoot 43s a night
It is.
at this point.
The game is not in great shape now. I will tell you that. Now, what's funny is and Oklahoma City will throw a lot of threes up there too, but the Thunder's team concept is better than most. As who said that? Dan Hicks at the Tigers 2008. No, that was. It was Johnny Miller. No. It was Gary Hoke on one of Tiger's putts. I'm sorry. Momentary Loss of Reason. Was that a Pink Floyd album? I believe it was. So anyway, the old man's struggling down the street. I am, ladies and gentlemen. I just might pass keel over here any second.
You know who I miss?
Who's
Kobe
that?
Bryant. Kobe Bryant was a joy to watch.
The Mamba mentality. Well, look, I know that we all say, man, it was better back in my day, but the NBA was better back in my day. And I do think that it's not that I won't watch other NBA games, but I'm mainly a Thunder fan right now, to be honest with you, because they got a chance to win a championship, and that's it. All right, 405-651-3439.
Gunny asking the real questions. Will we have to pay a tariff for SGA?
Oh, man. Did we get a super chat? Oh, Matt ruled. We had our poll question out there. Matt ruled doesn't want Nebraska to play a spring game because of the portal. Should OU do the same? 70% said no. 28% said yes.
And I don't know what the other 2% said because there were only two possible answers.
I don't know. That's weird. Jeff Harmon says, let's be real. The whole world complains about everything now. Yes, we are in the whiner generation. There is no doubt. Some of these by-God people out there on Twitter, first of all, get out and touch some grass every now and then. There's a real world out there, a real physical world. You don't have to be nobody gives a rat's ass about the food you're eating, taking a picture of that. Nobody cares. You might get a few likes out of it, but most people are saying, jeez, who cares? Okay? Get out there and participate in society. Well, I got to cook somebody on Twitter today, man, so I can get my likes and get my, mentions out there. They don't really sound like that, but to those attention-seeking clowns out there, nobody cares about your food picks. And you don't have to answer every freaking question. We know why you're doing it. Because you were left in the crib without hardly any attention. You got stuffed in the locker in high school. And now we've dumbed things down so bad that you can actually get some attention from idiots. Thank you to our friends at Riverwind Casino. They are awesome. They're the opposite of the attention-seeking clowns. Have a great rest of your Monday.